Yeah, you're here. You want to know the best export settings for Adobe Premiere Pro. Welcome into another JHow Tech Tip. Let's get started. All right, let's assume you've done all the work. You've created your in, your out point, all of that stuff. You can either click in the bottom or you can go up to File and hit Export. We're going to go ahead and hit Ctrl M and bring this up because this is what you're here for. Okay, so when it comes to the export settings, your format, you want to click the drop down. Make sure you're on H.264. Should have started there with your sequence, but if not, make sure and get that selected. Your output name, make sure that you have your output name selected. You make sure that you know where you're going to be exporting to. We've all done that render to where we are not entirely sure where it went, so make sure you have that in play. Export video and audio. Now, the meat and potatoes in the video and audio tabs here. Now, before you get into the resolution side, you can see 1920 by 1080. You can unlink or link. Normally, you want to have that aspect ratio there. But we go down to the encoding settings. You want to uncheck the profile and the level section. The level section is not that important. For you 4K users, I'll show you in just a second. For profile, you want to select high. And then for level 4.2, now the 4.2, just simply adjust the resolution. If I were to set this to 5.2, that would now change it to a 4K video. Since I didn't record in 4K, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm uploading in 1080. So if you are working on the 4K side of things, you would look there, but also the frame rate. The 59.94. If you are shooting in a different resolution or you're using a DSLR camera for some of those footages, you might need to adjust your FPS and you want to be able to match that to your source. But for most people watching this video, keeping it at that 59.94, basically the 60 FPS, will get you what you're looking for. Now that we've got that settled, render at maximum depth should be checked for a higher quality video. Now we'll move down to the bitrate settings where you're going to make some more adjustments here. You have a few options. CBR, VBR 1 pass, and VBR 2 pass. Now for a higher quality video, the more passes it makes, the higher the quality you're going to get. VBR 2 pass is probably what you're looking for here. Get that VBR 2 pass. Now the target bitrate is what really comes into question here. And for that, we actually have a really good resources from none other than, well, Google themselves. On their recommended upload encoding settings, this will be in the description below, but if we look at the bitrate section, you can see right here, recommended video bitrate for HDR uploads, 1080p, go right across here. If it's a higher frame rate, such as 4850 or 60, which we're talking about 60, you can see the target bitrate is a 15 megabits per second, and well, that should go hand in hand with what we're trying to do in Premiere. So what we're going to do now in Premiere is to adjust that to 15. Now, the maximum bitrate should be equivalent to double of your target bitrate. So we can adjust that to 30. If you are trying to achieve the absolute highest quality and you're shooting it in 4K and you're trying to do all that, you can switch to CBR. You can change the target bitrate to 40. And that would give you just super high quality. If you're making like those high def, movie-like things, then this is what you would go with. For most people, the VBR 2 pass with the target bitrate of 15 is what you're looking at, and the maximum bitrate of 30. Look, the more you up those settings, the bigger your file size is going to be, which means the bigger upload you're going to have. So keep all of that in consideration. If you are looking to keep those resources down, you could take this down to a VBR 1 pass and do a couple of other things and dial back some of the settings. But for most people, if you're investing time to look for the best settings, then you want to have the best product, the best quality video out there. So VBR 2 pass with a 15 and a 30 for the target and the maximum bitrate. We'll switch over to the audio tab. You want to make sure and adjust make sure that what you recorded in, the 48,000 hertz, it matches up here. For most people, if you're recording just PC content, 48,000 is basically going to be default. Everything is going to be here. Then we're going to go down to the bitrate settings. You're going to pick the highest possible bitrate settings of 320. That should be the standard already. And with that, you're almost ready. One last thing you want to do is to check the box that says use maximum render quality. And you're ready to go. I would recommend, though, if you plan on making more content, to make sure, well, you don't want to go back through these settings every time. Just go up to the save preset next to that preset that says custom. For this one, we're going to just name this pretty much what we put. 1080p, 59.94 FPS, VBR 2 pass. That way I know basically what these settings are. I'm looking for that high quality, but I know that every time I can come back here, or I could just name it anything that I want if I don't plan on doing a wide variety of stuff. I could just say, hey, best export settings. But either way, we want to make sure, save this as your custom preset. So when you come back here and you do it again, actually, you can see when you click the drop-down list, it shows all the presets down here, but now it shows your other ones. You can see I might have messed around with this right before we started, but either way, you now have your custom preset. You can pick this whenever you come in here. It automatically populates all the things. If you're recording in the exact same way, there's no need to go through this and do this over and over every single time you do that. Just save your custom preset, select this, and then, well, hit export, and you're ready to go. So that'll do it for this tech tip on the best Adobe Premiere export settings that you can get for 1080p video uploading to YouTube. If you've got those 4K videos, hopefully there's a few tips in there that will help you along the way, but I probably would seek out some more in-depth guides for the 4K people that are shooting out there. If this video helped you, feel free to hit that like button or leave a comment below. If this didn't help you or something could be done better, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know that as well. Also, if you're looking for more tech tips and other content, feel free to subscribe as well, as that goes a long way to help the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Till next time.